Hey guys, it's Lauren from It's the Kellys, and today I'm going to be unpacking my suitcase and my personal item that I brought with me to South America last week. I love doing these unpacking videos, especially to contrast any packing videos, because then you really see what I ended up using or not using. I tell a couple of stories and really tell you everything that I learned, so that if you are going on a trip similar to the trip that I just took, maybe my unpacking video can help you prepare for your future trip. So you guys, on this trip, I went to Bolivia and Brazil. I was so excited because these were two huge bucket list countries for me, because not only were they countries 98 and 99 on my list, but I got to go to the Uyuni salt flats and I got to see my sixth wonder of the world. I met up with a huge group of people that I know in Bolivia. I went with my really good travel friends and a couple of their friends, and there were 12 of us. And then throughout the tour, we also met several other people as well. So it was really, really fun. And then after that trip, everyone else made their way home, where I went to Rio de Janeiro. So let's go ahead and unpack and I'll tell you guys everything. Okay, so first let me show you guys what bags I brought with me. I packed in the July carry-on trunk and the Underseat Pro backpack. And in case you are wondering, this is my cincha travel belt and my travel belt buddy, so that it can easily attach to the handle. Now this bag does have a trolley sleeve, of course, but I do find that the travel belts do make it a little bit easier when you're in a hurry. And also then I can attach this bag to it, and this is my little bag that I have all of my plain essential items in. Why did I choose these bags? Well, I did feel like I owed you guys a trip with the July trunk. We've talked a lot lately about trunk luggage, and especially comparing this one to the Monos Hybrid. I've traveled with the Monos Hybrid a lot. I needed to travel with the July bag, and it was incredible. There's not a single scratch on it. This traveled from Detroit to Miami to Santa Cruz to La Paz to Uyuni to La Paz to Cochabamba to Sao Paulo to Rio to Panama to Miami and back to Detroit. And on the way to Uyuni and back, it was checked. And I also did photo shoots with this in the salt flats, and it is still in absolute mint condition. We're gonna open this up in a little bit. Let's focus first on the personal item, because I don't give that enough love on this channel. I show how to pack a carry-on all the time, but I don't always show you guys what's in the personal item. So I brought the Underseat Pro bag with me on this trip because I have yet to travel with this one as well. So a lot of the times I choose my bags and personal items based on what I haven't gotten to test yet. Also too, on my trips, I have to bring a lot of camera equipment, which automatically takes up almost an entire personal item. So I did go a little bit larger this time, which is not like me whatsoever, but it really did seem to help. So let's talk about the cincha belt and the belt bag. You guys, this has a buckle right here. I owe you guys a ton of cincha footage, to be honest. And so this secures right on. You've got this little elastic loop that goes over the handle, and then it just secures on and makes life so much easier. But then you have this belt bag right here, and this is what I put in the seat back pocket in front of me on airplanes, because it has everything essential that I need on the flight. I try to never go into this, and certainly never go into my carry-on on an actual plane. So I've got an eye mask that I never used, passport, Kleenex, chapstick, headphones, pens, Mentos, more headphones, all sorts of stuff in there. Just anything you need on the plane. So let's see, this front pocket, portable charger from Anchor, the best. You guys, this time I actually did try an actual pill container like this, and I'll link it down below because I did actually like it. You know that I always just do little plastic baggies, but on this trip I did bring a bunch of different types of pills, Diamox for altitude, and I brought stuff in case I was feeling sick from the altitude. So I got this little guy. It did come in handy. These little side pockets here, I just have like old boarding passes and stuff, nothing exciting. This is a water bottle pocket. I did not bring an actual water bottle with me because I knew in Bolivia we were going to be having water bottle after water bottle after water bottle, and you can't refill your water down in South America. So I didn't even pack that, and I used this outer pocket as more of a holder for things while I was wheeling through the airport or that I needed easy access to. Like sometimes I had this in there. Back pocket. You guys, this comes literally straight from the airport, so it's really funny when I find random things in there. So I have my laptop, I have baby wipes, I have 3 folders worth of stuff. We had to have a ton of paperwork with us for our Bolivian visas. It cost $160. We had to take pictures, we had to have our yellow fever card, we had to have proof of our tour and our hotels and letter to show all of that, and it was a lot, and they wanted you to have 2 copies. So I have 2 copies of all of that. And then I also have my Brazilian visa here too, which I did have to fill out and pay for and get approved in advance, but then that was just attached to my passport. They didn't even look at it when I got there. And then I have my other phone that I shoot a lot of my content with, and trail mix. That's why I was laughing, because why is trail mix in my important part of my backpack? I don't know. Easy access, I guess. Now, what I like about this backpack is that it does open up all the way to be able to pack like this. See, in this front pocket, I have my purse, and you guys, I got a ton of questions about this purse. This I actually found in a Facebook ad. Thanks, Facebook algorithm. So this is from a company called Modern and Chic, and I really wanted to try this one because in the ads they showed how much could fit in here. I'm more of a crossbody purse girl when I travel versus a small little belt bag. I have multiple phones and cameras and tripods and stuff on me at all times, let alone a wallet and sunglasses. So I do need a bit of a bigger purse, and I loved this one. It can go across your body, it can go on your waist, or it can drape down more like an actual crossbody purse. More baby wipes. Another scented travel belt because my friend wanted to borrow one. As for all of this stuff, sunglasses case, sunglasses case. These are my prescription glasses and sunglasses, and these are my fun sunglasses. I brought these ones and these ones. This is a little bag I have that I actually got in India, and it just has, well, it did have snacks in it, but I guess I ate them all, so we've got remnants of snacks. I do have some magnets that I bought, and then this was a fun little wallet that I bought in La Paz. Ooh, and there's Starburst in here. I love buying little handicrafts that are homemade from the countries that I visit. Then I have my liquids bag, which is of course part of my Trip to Travel Gear toiletry set. Self-explanatory, I don't know, liquids. And then these are all of my electronics, and this is just a case from Amazon. Down here, I have my camera and one of my lenses. I have 2 universal chargers, and I have my Insta360. And then lens wipes and stuff up here. And then here's all the rest of my stuff. Batteries, battery chargers, external hard drives, all of my cords. It's a lot to create content on the go. I mean, this electronics bag right here takes up half of my backpack and is pretty heavy. I do have my pajamas because I packed my bag the night before, so I threw these in here as soon as I was ready to leave and go to the airport. And then my travel tripod. This one is great because it's really thick and sturdy. That was everything in my personal item. To be honest, this bag was a little bit too big for my liking. However, it fit all of my stuff and I still had a little bit more room. I've definitely gone on trips before where my personal item has been so perfectly Tetris packed to the point where if I buy something at the airport, I can't fit something else in there. So as much as this was humongous, I enjoyed it. So before I open up my carry-on, let me show you guys the things that are not in there, aka the stuff I wore on the plane. First of all, I brought my Vessies. If you want a comfortable closed-toed shoe, these are going to be great. However, they are essential because they are waterproof. And if you guys don't know what the salt flats look like after rainy season, there's always about 2 inches of water over the salt flats, which gives that really beautiful reflection shot. So all 18 people in our group had to go and get these white or black rain boots in order to go to the salt flats, but I didn't need them because I brought these. I also had my leggings from Wool and that are merino wool, my Stella scoop neck shirt from Wool and also merino wool, and then this is my little fleece that I wore a lot, especially because you would have some chillier nights, especially on the salt flats. We had a stargazing night and this was perfect to wear, and it was just the right amount of coverage when you get really cold on the plane too. Now, what I can say is that when you go to the salt flats, it is salt. It is all salt. And if you've never dealt with salt before, maybe you're not in a place where there's a lot of salt during the winter because you don't have snow. These were covered in salt and I had to rinse them off. These were covered in salt and I had to rinse them off. And it was easy enough to do, but if you go to the salt flats, the number one thing you need to know is that you will get covered in salt. So if you want to rewear anything that you wore to the salt flats on your trip, you're going to need to at least rinse them off and let them dry. Number one thing you need to learn. All right, it's carry-on time. And you guys, it was so funny. I forget which airport I was in, but they made me open this up just to check it out, like extra security, not TSA. So I opened it up and the guy spoke zero English, but he said, "Wow." I said, "What?" He said, "You pack nice." I feel like I just had to share that because it really cracked me up. Hold on, let me unlock my bag. So perfectly packed. If you guys watched anything from my trip, you know that I packed a ton of hats. I packed 2 to go down and I ended up buying 2. Every single store I went to in Bolivia had hats. Ooh, this one's really cute. Let me buy that. And then, ooh, this one's really cute too. And it kind of became a funny thing. And when it was really sunny, a lot of people weren't prepared and actually borrowed my hats as well. I am going to show you guys how I pack my hats because a lot of people ask. So you want to know how to pack a hat? Pay attention. I have 3 hats. 1, 2, 3. They are packed upside down and there are things packed inside. I have a shirt and a bunch of other random stuff. And then I pack everything else around the hat so that the brims stay exactly the flatness that they need. That's my secret. That's all. So this is one that I bought in La Paz, actually at the airport. And then this is my little cowboy hat that I got from Free People. I wore this a lot as well. And this is my black hat that I got a lot of compliments on. And this is actually just from Walmart, but I like it a lot. And then I did end up buying this exact same hat, but in more of a maroon color. And I actually did wear that home on the plane and I didn't bring it here with me. So yeah, gloves from stargazing night that I didn't end up using, but my friend did. Just some little random jewelry. I bring little cases like this with me sometimes if I buy stuff. And then as you guys can tell here, this is the little hole where the top of the hat fit, and this is everything else that's packed around it. My Crocs, flip-flops, Swiftwater sandals. I wear these on every single trip. You already know that. This is a little packable vest just in case it was really freezing on the salt flats. This did pack up really nice. If you're gonna go to uni, check what the weather's gonna be like that time of year. It was very, 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 very hot and sunny all day. And then when the sun went down, it was a little bit chilly, but not chilly enough for me to have to wear winter gear. This is a little poncho that I bought, and everybody wears these in Bolivia, and I loved it. I did wear this in a photo shoot while I was there. Totally wear this again. And I think I paid $7 for it. This is a cute little wallet, or I think it's sold as an eyeglass case that I got. It is made out of leather and it's from a handicraft market. This one is an actual sunglasses case from a handicraft market. Maybe I won't use it for trips. Maybe I'll just use it for every day. This is one of my favorite things. I actually saw this tapestry hanging in the hotel lobby and I said, oh my gosh, I have to buy that if I can find it anywhere in the market. How cute is that? It's got the little Bolivian girls with the braids on it. Oh. And then this I actually got in Brazil. It's a really cool purse that's just kind of beaded. I got it on top of Sugarloaf Mountain. And it was like $40, so probably the most expensive thing that I bought on this trip, including out of all of my meals and everything. All right, and then this part of the luggage isn't really that exciting. Got my orange dress that I did a couple photo shoots in, my toiletries bag, trip travel gear, you know, flat iron for when I curled my hair. This is my fun knit hat that I got in Bolivia. I did wear it one night during the stargazing. And then these are my 2 packing cubes. These are all my clothes, and these are my underwear, socks, and bathing suit. These are from July. They are 2 of the pieces from their 6-pack of packing cells, and they're the brown because they match my luggage. I'm not going to show you what's in my underwear one, but I will show you what's in here. I did wear every single thing in here and wore them multiple times, and you guys, there is salt. A pair of jeans, which is not normal for me to travel in, but I did wear them. It's just nice to wear to dinner and stuff, and it was all over the place with weather. White tank top, this fun little shawl from Free People. It did get salt all over it. I was planning on re-wearing this a ton. Yeah, like this is what I'm talking about with the salt, guys. There's just salt all over it. So this is going to need to be washed. I did not end up re-wearing that. Black shirt, striped shirt, a skirt from Amazon, super comfy, love it. And this was a great color. This is another skirt from Shein, wore that a couple of times. And this is now what I'm going to refer to as my Brazil dress. I wore this in Brazil, got a ton of compliments, and this is from Shein as well. That's it, guys. That's my whole bag. So let's chat about the trip a little bit. All right, so what can I tell you about this trip if you were going on a trip similar to this? We booked this trip well over a year ago, and we booked a super crazy flash deal. I'm talking like, I want to say $700 or $900 for everything included except for our international flights with a company called UTO, which does have a lot of really bad reviews out there, and we actually have a bad review of them for our China trip that we were supposed to do in November, but we got all of our money back from that trip and got to use it towards Bolivia instead. So the local company down there that just basically puts their tour on the UTO website, they were great. So we basically started off with 2 days in La Paz. We arrived in the morning and we had an afternoon half-day tour where we went around to all of the different markets, tried a lot of the different food. We got to go to the witches market, which I thought was super, super interesting. And you guys, I'm going to be doing a vlog of all of this too. So if something sounds interesting, make sure you look out for that. And then the second day we went and saw some ancient ruins. We did about a 2-hour drive. After that, we did a hike of Valle de Los Animas, and that was really cool because the mountains there are like nothing you've ever really seen before. We had to take an Uber there, and we had heard about this lady that they don't charge you to get in, but the locals really try to. So they charged us like 5 Bolivianos, which is pretty much a penny. And we went and did a hike for a little bit, and our Uber actually got stuck, but he did end up waiting for us and took us back, which is great because it was pretty far out of town. And while we were in La Paz, there was a lot of great food. There were a lot of foodies on my trip, and we went to a couple of really great restaurants. We tried almost everything on the menu, including llama and of course the local wine and drinks. It's extremely affordable. I mean, we ate at a very nice place and tried just about everything on the menu, and I think splitting between all 12 of us, we paid $40 each for like a lot of food, drinks, dessert, appetizers, everything. Very, very affordable country. And then the next day we woke up bright and early and went to Uni Salt Flats, and I was really looking forward to seeing it from above. Biggest salt flats in the world. It's an ancient salt lake. There's little islands in the middle of it that we went to as well, and it's just incredible. And you guys, it is so bright, you can't take your sunglasses off. You just can't. You're there with your sunglasses on, you take them off and you're like, it actually hurts your eyes. There were parts of the salt flats that were totally dry where we got to do perspective photos, and there were salt flat parts that had a little bit of water on them, so you got that reflection. Total bucket list place, you guys. I thought it was absolutely amazing. Very, 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 very hot during the day. You're either the type of person in the sun that wants to cover from head to toe, or you're the type of person that you're like, oh, take it off, I can't do anything, just lather up the sunscreen. So prepare yourselves for that. Waterproof shoes, lots of sun, like you're in a desert. One of our hotels was completely made out of salt. The bed was made out of salt. The dresser was made out of salt. The end tables, everything was made out of salt, even the walls. It was really, really cool, but also really cold. Like I actually slept in my little wool fleece that night. So yeah, we ended up having 2 days at the Salt Flats, and then we went back to La Paz, which we all kind of voted and would rather have had an extra day in the Salt Flats than an extra day in La Paz. Once we went back to La Paz, we were just on our own all day. So we did end up doing the Valley of the Moon hike, which was really, really cool. You can either do a quick 15-minute hike or a 45. Everyone did the 15-minute hike while I did the 45, but either way, none of it was strenuous. You're just surrounded by these really cool pointy mountains that apparently looks like the moon. And then we went on a food tour that night, which we got off of Viator, and all of us went and enjoyed that together for the very last night. Yeah, then everyone went home and I went to Brazil. Now I only had a quick little weekend in Brazil, which I know sounds absolutely ridiculous, but I figure while I was there I had to. And then I'll put Brazil back on my list to further travel eventually. Now I have to admit, as a solo traveler, I'm usually never scared or intimidated by a city, but this was the one city that every single person that I talked to said, watch your wallet, don't get mugged, don't leave your purse anywhere, watch your surroundings, don't wear jewelry, all of these things. I didn't wear my ring, even though it was my fake ring. I did make sure everything was secure, and then I did feel pretty safe. I did not go out at night, but I was out all day, and I did every single thing I could possibly do in Brazil in one day. And I know it's not enough, but I did see Christ the Redeemer. I did go in a helicopter and went all over Rio. I did go to a Sunday market and tried all the local food, and I did the Sugarloaf Mountain, and then I went out to a really nice dinner on Copacabana Beach, which is right where I stayed. And to get around from all the different places, I Ubered everywhere because I always feel like Uber is a little bit safer than a taxi. All right, so that's basically it. I'm going to keep it short and sweet because I am planning on making a vlog for you guys about Bolivia and about Brazil. So you guys will see little things along the way to learn even more. I don't usually vlog while I travel, so if you guys do enjoy those, please let me know. I like to really film a lot of these to prepare you for trips, and I don't always work on my travels, but if you like it, I'm totally willing to keep doing that. And Bolivia is somewhere that I would totally consider doing a group trip to again, where I host it and bring a lot of you guys. So once you see pictures and once you watch the vlogs, if that's something you're interested in, definitely comment down below and let me know, because it's definitely something that I can make happen, and it's very affordable. All right, guys, so now that I have unpacked, I have a ton of laundry to do, and I need to edit my Bolivia and Brazil vlog. So I gotta go. But make sure you're subscribed to the channel and follow me on Instagram, because one of my next trips is Country 100. And I'm totally gonna cry. I'm gonna cry like a little baby. All right, I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.